Dead Weight is one of my favorite Jack Stauber songs of all time, and to use the lingo of the kids these days, the lyrics are so real on God. So today we're going to explore the narrative of Dead Weight, a song from the perspective of an introvert, or to use the lingo of the kids these days, a Sigma. I wrote that unironically and I want to f***ing kill. Okay, so ultimately Dead Weight is about how an introvert sees the world differently compared to others based on the expectations of society. And that's what the first part of the song is about. The song starts by our main character sarcastically saying that he loves what he can't see, with what he can't see being the expectations. And because he can't see them, he doesn't understand them. He doesn't know what's expected of you and what's expected of me. Now at the moment this is all relatively vague, but we do get some actual examples soon enough. Most notably, meet the strangers, kiss the girl. And this is our main character simply repeating what he is being told is normal. He is being told to go out and meet people, to talk to strangers so that he can make friends and get a girlfriend, because that is what society is saying people are meant to do. And for a lot of people that is what they're meant to do and that's what they want to do. But the whole point of the song is that our main character simply doesn't know how. And while it seems as though he wishes he could do that and wishes he could be a normal person, he just can't. He doesn't really care about missing out on all these opportunities. Even though he's told to go out and take it in, he just doesn't really give a shit. And while it would be a pretty perfect life to live if it was that simple, we all know it just isn't. Because unfortunately, even if you have that viewpoint, it doesn't mean the expectations are just gonna go away. If you're constantly being told to go out and do all these things and that's the only way for you to contribute to society, you're gonna feel a sense of disappointment when you don't do that. And that is exactly why our main character feels like dead weight. Dead weight is a term that's essentially used to mean useless added baggage. You wouldn't put a 50-kilogram tungsten cube in your bag and take it to school because it's really heavy and it does nothing. And yes, maybe I should have picked a more common household item, but the point still stands. You don't do it because it would do nothing for you and just slow you down, and our main character feels like he's the same when it comes to social situations. He doesn't want to talk to people, he doesn't want to go out, and he doesn't seem to want to surround himself with people. So why would they want to surround themselves with him? I've personally went through times where I think I felt kind of similar. There's been periods of time where I haven't talked to my friends for a little while because I just couldn't be bothered. And that's pretty sad because I like these people and just not being bothered shouldn't be a reason for that kind of thing, but it was the reason. And I started to feel like the only reason I was actually in the group chats anymore was because they thought they had to keep me there. I felt like dead weight even though it was completely self-inflicted. But this is also when Jack Stauber and I split off a little bit. Because while I would probably be actually dead if it wasn't for my friends, our main character feels as though he has everything he needs. The clothes on his back simply refer to having warmth and shelter, you know, all the basics. But he's also talking emotionally. He has wind on his teeth because he's smiling. He's pretty happy just being by himself, and that's because he's able to dodge all of these expectations from society. When he's just sitting in his room and not talking to anyone, there's no influence on him other than himself. There's no one telling him that he has to do certain things so that he can be seen as valuable. What he controls is in himself, and he doesn't feel any pressure from the rest of the world. And then comes the line "more wood to burn," which can have a few meanings. The most obvious is that our main character is metaphorically saying that he still has fuel to burn to keep himself going. He doesn't seem to think that he needs the outside world because he thinks he can get enough warmth and energy from himself. He's got more wood to burn and he's not going to run out anytime soon. But on the other hand, so does the outside world. Society is going to keep evolving without him, and even if he's able to temporarily dodge these expectations, they're still going to be there. And arguably, the entirety of society has a much bigger fuel source than just one guy. If he were to disappear right now, it would basically just be one less mouth to feed because he's not really contributing anything to society. Wow, that is literally dead weight. That is like the definition of dead weight. Guys, can you tell when I'm not reading from the script? Is it obvious? When I'm not reading from a script. Okay, let's segue back into the story. But he can only go so far without everybody else. He can't live without ever talking to another person or ever facing these pressures at some point. And that's why the next line loops right back around to what the hell can I do? Because now, after realizing that he can only go so far by himself, our main character is back to wondering how he can be normal. Literally, what the hell can he do to fill these pages and meet these strangers? He doesn't know. And so unfortunately, at the end of the song, he kind of just gives up. He literally falls back into his introverted self and continues to feel like dead weight. But before you click off, there is actually a silver lining. Because this very song that Jack made became one of his most popular ever. For a song about how you have to contribute to society in these very set ways, Jack Stauber sure as hell contributed a lot in a very different way. So what's the moral of the story? Sometimes it's okay to feel like dead weight. And the whole point of a society is that it applies the same pressures and expectations to every single person. And so that sometimes means that the pressures put onto you by others simply shouldn't be applied to you. And if you know yourself, then you should know what to ignore. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to be uploading more frequently in the future, hopefully for a long time, but we'll have to see. So yeah, good things are coming, have a good day, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. Taliball.